Hey you, it's Mo. I'm going to rank my skin tints and share them with you. I created a little bit of a different, fun, exciting, because I use fun words, ranking system. So I'm going to get into all of those details and let's see if any of the ones you love or have considered made the list. Shall we? So, what is a skin tint, you ask? Or if you didn't, that's okay too. I'm going to tell you anyways. So, a skin tint is something that's going to give you the lightest coverage possible when it comes to the complexion realm. And it's not to be confused with foundations that give sheer coverage, because a skin tint most often is going to give you a more serum-like texture and hydration, along with more of a luminous to a natural glowing finish. And something that I have noticed is that a lot of skin tints now do contain skincare. They've got like hyaluronic acid and things to help with your redness and things to help with acne, and the list goes on and on, which I think is great. So that's my little summed up definition of what a skin tint is. And I do have a confession to make. I, for a very long time, was a full coverage makeup wearing gal. I had it in my head where if I'm going to do all of this, wear makeup, it needs to look like I'm wearing makeup. But over the years, and I guess maybe it's just a part of getting older, I have really come to love skin tints to the point where I can rank the ones that I have. I know. Anyways, with that said, let me explain to you my ranking system. So in my ranking system, the number one spot is described as remarkable. I mean, it is the best of the best. I can't stop using it. I love it the most. Repurchase it. I need multiple colors. I mean, it's that good. Number one. Number two in the ranking system is distinguished. Whereas she is good, she is great, but she's not remarkable, if you know what I mean. Now at number three spot, whereas it's just okay, it's kind of sort of average, we'll call her ordinary. Now for the fourth spot, this is not the spot anybody wants to be in. And I will admit, I may or may not have a product in this spot. This is the don't waste your time, just know. Remarkable, distinguished, ordinary, and don't waste your time, just know. Yeah? Okay. I wanted to have a little fun with it, not just number one spot, number two spot, you get it. Okay, now we'll talk about packaging, application, and yes, I'll share demos of each product being applied so you can see and not just hear me blab on about how great or not it is. Just quickly as we're talking about it, nothing separate. But if I have like a dedicated video with like a wear test or it being used with other products, I will link that for you so that you can check it out. So I've got my notes so that I can stay on track and give you as much information as possible. So if you see me looking down at any time, that's why. I'm going to start off with a skin tint that I rank as distinguished. And it is the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. Water Fresh Tint. Complexion Touch. You guys, you get it with the whole long names thing and trying to remember it and trying to say it all and like, okay, anywho. The Chanel, yes. In comparison to this one has a little bit touch more coverage. That's like the biggest difference I found between the two, if you were curious. But back to this one. This retails for $65. It contains 20 mLs. Okay, that's 0.7 fluid ounces. This is infused with pigmented micro droplets. I will say, as far as formula, I find this to be the most unique, solely because of the micro droplets. Now this I find to be buildable with a light to light medium coverage. I find it to have a very natural finish with a touch of luminosity. It's very lightweight. It feels very hydrating and it almost feels like you're putting water on your face because of the gel-like texture. So it's very, very lightweight on the skin. Now, this is a product that you kind of have to do certain things with it. It's not one of those products that you can just put on. It's something that you pump, break up the droplets, and then pick it up either with your brush or use it with your fingers. As far as packaging, I mean, I like how sleek it is. It's nice and small and compact. It's plastic, comes with a pump. It's nothing over the top, you know, it's simple, clean packaging. And I do like that you can see your actual product. I like that a lot. So you can kind of gauge where you are. As far as wear time with a product like this and most skin tints is that it's extremely forgiving. Because it's already not giving you a lot of coverage, it's more so just evening you out. It's going to wear a little bit better because it's not such a heavy layer on the skin. And this wear time, like I said, it's pretty average for a normal 8-ish hour day. I do not believe that this contains an SPF. So make sure you put your SPF and never depend on these type of products for your SPF. Use your SPF. This one I loved for a really long time, and I would say for a really long time I would have categorized it as remarkable, like the highest of tiers, because I kept it, you know, in my skincare. Like this was my go-to, to the point where I even have 2 colors. I mean, it's like, you know what I mean? And that's something about me, that I like something, I'm gonna get multiple colors of it so that I can wear it all year. Because of my skin tone, I sometimes will tan and get a little darker, or sometimes I'm not in the sun enough and it just vanishes and I, you know, my color changes. Anyway, so that's why I have multiple colors. She fell from remarkable to distinguished. But again, distinguished is not a bad place to be. The SISLEY Phyto-Teint Nude. This is a water-infused foundation and it's oil-free. The fact that they have foundation in the name will very much confuse you, but let's not get mistaken or confused, because this is not foundation at all. These retail for $100. They do have 30 mLs or 1 fluid ounce, and I have the shade 4W Cinnamon, which is my across the board color for SISLEY. And I picked up a darker one, 5C Golden. This is a skincare product and it feels like it. Now hear me out, let me explain. You know that feeling when you put skincare on, and it's not per se like your skin drinks it, it's more like your skin feels really good. It feels plump, it feels hydrated, and it just feels really, really good. So I definitely get that when I use this product. Now this is also an oil-free product, so it's perfect for those of us that have more of an oily to a combination skin type, but it's not to say that it will not work for normal to dry. I have found that whenever my skin is more dry and I use this, it feels great, looks amazing. Whenever my skin is more oily, feels great, looks amazing, doesn't look greasy and bad. That whole oil-free thing, like, it's a good thing because of the texture and the finish and all of that, but sometimes when you hear that, depending on your skin type, you're going to be like, oh, no, I'll stick with something else because of my skin type. But yeah, that's that with that when it comes to that. This I find to be one, because there's more, but I find this to be one of the most undetectable skin tint complexion products. Like, you cannot tell me I'm wearing makeup whenever I have this on. It just looks so good on your skin. It really, really does. This has a sheer finish, and I want to say that it gives you more of a satin, like a soft satin finish to the skin. Now let's talk about packaging. Packaging is okay. It's like a squeezy tube, and I will admit I thought it was going to be messy because it has like that little top, but it's not bad. Sometimes it does get like a little bit messy, but you wipe it off and it's good to go. So it's like a squeezy tube. I really enjoy how thin it is. As far as the application, this is definitely something I most always just use my hands with. But yet again, I do use the brushes that I've shared with you to apply it. But I just find when I use my fingers, it just goes so much smoother. I don't have to worry about it not looking blended, and because of the warmth of your hands and your skin, it just melds and just blends into the skin very effortlessly. Has more of a serum texture. The wear time I'll put in the average category, where typical work day, 8-ish hours, and it still looks really good. Towards like anything longer than that, you're not going to get any separator or anything like that, but you'll probably get, it'll probably just start to look a little more worn in. And this product does not contain an SPF. All right, hear me out about this particular product. It's technically not a skin tint, but you can use it like one. And I wanted to share it with you because I find it to be truly remarkable. This is like the highest tier. Okay, I'm talking about the Drunk Elephant D-Bronzi. Well, there you go, sorry. Anti-pollution sunshine drops. This is like a liquid bronzer, but it's a little bit more than that because it's Drunk Elephant, which is skincare. And you can use this in so many different ways. You can use this all on its own, okay? Let's say you're super fair and you just want like a little bit of color brought back to your face, okay? Perfect. Perfection. If you have a skin tint that's a little bit too light, put a couple drops in there. Put a couple drops in your moisturizer. Put a couple drops and use it as a bronzing product. This has a serum texture and it applies to the skin so easily. I use my hands and sometimes I use a sponge. Whenever I want to use it like a bronzer on a very natural makeup day, I use my sponge and it just diffuses the product and it builds nicely and it gives a beautiful glow without looking glittery or greasy. Now, again, because this is Drunk Elephant, which is more of a skincare brand, it does protect you against the pollutants and environmental stressors. Take that for what it is. Now the packaging is really nice. It's super sleek and compact, travels well, stores well with your skincare. It does have a little dropper quite similar to the SISLEY in that sense. And it's not very messy. I enjoy this very, very much. And again, it's not technically a skin tint, but you could totally use it as one. And it's just something I wanted to mention because of how you can use it in so many different ways in this type of skin tint complexion-esque discussion and ranking. And again, she is extraordinary with very good reason. All right, are you ready for more? If you're enjoying today's video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate it. Okay, so next up, she is quite distinguished and she is from Westman Atelier. This is the Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. Now this retails for $68. You get a total of 30 mLs or 1 fluid ounce. And I have it in the shade Atelier X 10. X. It's Roman numeral, okay? And that is also what I have in the stick foundation, and it seems to be across the board what I've been able to match with no problems. This is going to give you a radiant finish, and I believe of all of the skin tints that I'm going to share with you today, this is the most radiant, and more, I want to even put it up there as a dewy finish. Now this does have more of a light to a little buildable light medium in coverage. You can build it up in certain areas, and I find when it comes to application, using your fingers and like patting in particular areas to be the best for that when you want to build it up, just like for a little bit more coverage. Like today, I have some imperfections, and I mean, it's normal. We want skin to look like skin, and that's why we are team skin tint, okay? But you can still wear your makeup, you know what I mean? Anyhow, with a product like this, with this product in particular, if I wanted some more coverage in these areas and I wanted to like completely hide my flaws and my imperfections, I would take a little bit more and pat it, and it would build up just a little bit. It still looks like skin, still looks very beautiful, doesn't look heavy and cakey and all the things, but it'll build just enough to just to where you need it type of thing. It's definitely another average wearing product. And when I say average, I don't take it like I mean that in a bad way, but average in a sense, an average day for me personally is about 8 hours. Anything over that would not be average. Something else that will add on to the whole dewy, luminous finish is that Gucci Westman described this as a fresh facial finish. If you know, you know. You know when you get a facial, your skin is just like radiant, but like in the most beautiful way. Like, ooh, you look good. You're definitely getting that with this. And this is another product that I keep with my skincare. Like, I just line everything up in my skincare cabinet like this. It's like little booklets. Oh, okay, I'm going to use this one. I'll use this one kind of thing. You only need a drop or two. massage it in your fingertips, spread it around, and then build it by patting where you need. You can definitely go in with the brush. This brush right here is so good, especially with this. Really, really, really beautiful. It just glides over the skin. Now, as far as the packaging, I like the packaging. This is another one of those little droppers. This, of all of my droppers, I want to say is the messiest, and I'm always having to clean it. So I don't love that. Although it's like probably the sleekest and the most luxurious feeling in comparison to, yes, SISLEY. I mean, hello, price range is about the same, but the SISLEY it's nice, it's luxurious, it's okay, but the Westman Atelier is just like up a couple notches when it comes to the packaging, but it is probably my least favorite in the whole dropper aspect of things. But yeah, that was the Westman Atelier. The next one, I am putting her in the remarkable category, and this one is one of my newest skin tints, but wow. I have to say that ever since I started using this product, I feel like my skin just looks its best. So super flawless. The product I'm talking about is the HERMÈS Plein Complexion Balm. Wow. I was not ready for this. I was not. I am definitely going to be getting another one of these. I will repurchase this. I want more colors. I am highly, highly enjoying this, but trying to get through the ones I have. I'm trying to be good, you guys. It's very hard. Retails for $85. You get a little bit more than one fluid ounce. You get 40 mLs. So that's 1.35 fluid ounce. Works amazing when it's humid. Works amazing when it's cooler. Works amazing when my skin is drier. Works amazing when my skin is just like a little more greasy, a little more oily. We've got all kinds of things going on. That's combination skin life. Complexion Balm literally melts into your skin. It just, you put it on and you're like, oh wow, where is the product? It's like, whoa. But you look, you know, your skin just looks perfected and just so good. It's very surprising. Now the finish on this is pretty sheer, but enough to where you're evened out and you feel super comfortable and super confident. And this also has more of a soft, radiant finish. It's not dewy and glowy, but more of a very natural, that's just your skin. You can come up with a microscope and you won't even tell I'm wearing product. Like, it's that good. Of all of the skin tints that I've shared with you today, this is the only one that has an SPF, and it's an SPF of 30. Now, as far as application, I really only like using my hands for this. I've used a brush and it's okay, but I just find it to be best with my hands. And I do it when I'm doing my skincare. It doesn't bother me because I just wash my hands and it doesn't bother me. It just, application-wise, use your hands. It looks so, so, so good. When you hear balm, you think like a lip balm. It's greasy, it's heavy. No, this is, I almost want to put it in like a gel category, but it's not a gel. It's more of like a thicker gel-ish kind of consistency. If I had to like rank the packaging, I feel like it's like I feel almost like my hand lotion packaging. It's like, meh, it's okay. If I was judging this solely on the packaging, I would say no. I mean, it's not bad packaging. It's nice for what it is. It's like an upscale squeezy tube lotion, hand lotion thing, and it has like a twist off at the bottom. Let's just say that it doesn't cost them anything much to create this packaging. So we're going to just say we're paying for the actual product when it comes to this. You know, but that's packaging. Wear time. Over the top. Overly extraordinary. I have done long, over 8, 10, 11 hours in this, and like I did it to see where can I start to see it looking bad. There's not many products out there that after wearing them for what feels forever doesn't start to look like you're wearing something. This is just not, it doesn't do that. This, I think it likes me. So yes, that is the HERMÈS Plein Complexion Balm with an SPF of 30. All right, so let's get into my last and final skin tint. Another newer one, but she is quite distinguished. And this one is not like luxury. I'm a luxury girl. What can I say? You guys know this. Anywho, this is from Caliray. This is the Freedreaming Skin Wellness Diffusing Tint. She retails for $39. You're getting 1 fluid ounce or 30 mLs. And I wear the shade the 12. I like the way they did that. Packaging is super thin and sleek. I mean, it's almost like they planned it. That's my gig right there. I love it. Packaging is really nice. Of all of the packaging, this is the lowest of the end, like, wise. And I will say, I have noticed since using this product that I feel like I use a lot of it. And I'm like more than halfway done with this already. And I mean, it's a fluid ounce, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me tell you a little bit about the product. Now, this is said to be a tinted face elixir with 94% natural origin ingredients. So, you know, we're on the clean end of things. It's very, very, very light. It's almost like a dry oil feeling kind of product. So I do find this to be buildable, like, but stays on the end of a natural buildable where your skin still looks like skin. And with that said, it's specifically designed to make your skin shine through. So although you'll build it up, your skin is still going to look like skin. Now, this does have a luminous finish. It's very, very hydrating. It does blur your skin just a little bit, like a little bit. Not too much to where it's almost like you've put a primer on. If you want to do that, I highly recommend the Caliray primer. Oh my gosh, I love this. Anywho, I'm digressing. Back to the Skin Tint. Now, when it comes to a wear time with this, a little bit less than average. I think, again, because I'm using so much. And you're probably like, okay, Mo, you're using so much. Use less. I have. I need to use more for it to look the way I want it to look, type of thing. Anywho, wear time, I find it to be just like a little bit less than average, because around like 5-6 hours, I do notice that it kind of starts to look like I'm wearing something, which I can deal with. Because when it comes to skin tints, you just take your fingers and you just dab, 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 refresh yourself, and it's okay. It goes back to looking pretty good, actually. This does not contain an SPF, which is okay. You know, you got to use your SPF that you already have in your skincare. And if something else that you're putting on after has more skincare, okay, great. But don't depend on it with these type of products. So now that I did my take on the ranking of my products, I'm going to share with you the more traditional ranking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of gig. Okay, so most used, least used, combined with most loved, not as much love, but I still love it because, I mean, I paid good money for these things and I still use them and I still love them. Okay, to be fair, I'm not going to include the Drunk Elephant D-Bronzi because it's not technically a skin tint. Number 5 spot, it's the Caliray. I really enjoy the product. I use the product a ton, but I just feel like I have to use so much of it, and I'm going to go through it a little quicker. Number 4 spot goes to a Chanel. I feel like I have to do a little bit too much to like get it going. I have to break all the little capsules and then put it on. And it's not that it's bad, and it's not that it doesn't feel good, and I love it, because it did rank pretty good in my ranking system for the overall product itself, and it performs well. But when it comes to reaching for it and wanting to use it, I put a few others in front of it. Number 3 spot goes to my SISLEY, the Phyto-Teint Nude. With my SISLEY, I reach for it quite a bit, and I do find it to be the most like undetectable. To another one, which we already discussed, but she holds a good spot. I think so. I give my 2nd spot to the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. I just really love the way this looks and wears on the skin, and it's like you really don't need a lot of it. You just need a couple of drops and you just put it all over. Dab where you need a little extra, and I reach for this a ton, and I just love the packaging, just like overall. Number 1 spot. Minus the packaging. I highly dislike the packaging. But the product, ooh. HERMÈS Plein Air. I love this so much. So much. And guess what? When I use this, I feel like I feel so extra good. Like one of those type of products. Like it just boosts you in like the best way, and it holds #1 spot, and I really, 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 really am happy with that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Those are all my skin tints, and those are my rankings. You know, in a year from now, we'll do this again and we'll see where we're at. We'll see the other new products that we've tried and all the things. Do share some of your favorite skin tints. You know I love to hear, and check them out and try them out and all the things. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. Don't forget to give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you soon. Bye.